guys, this is Optimal First Lady Life in Canada from Saskatchewan to Saskatchewan. Welcome back to Motivational Channel, Optimal Motivational Channel. Today we are going to be talking on a topic I titled How to Get a Job in Canada. Guys, before I dive into this topic, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do give this video a thumbs up, as well as put in your comment in the comment section. So I have brought in 6 tips to help you find a job in Canada. We all know that finding a new job can be stressful, but luckily Canada is one of the best places in the world for people looking for job with an unemployment rate of 6.6%. So there are plenty of jobs to go around. All you need to do is to find one that is right for you. So one of the tips out of the 6 is find an industry that works for you. So finding a job that suits you depends on your interests and skills. So choosing an industry that aligns with who you are and ensures that you will enjoy your job. So you can just dive into Canada Job Bank career and Job Bank and market strength tools. Going to this website, they post jobs daily. So jobs are posted on a daily basis. So the most important one, the second tip we're going to talk about is, prepare a good resume. I spoke about how to prepare Canadian resume last time. If you haven't watched the video, please go watch the video. So not only does a resume show, your skill and experience, but a good resume also demonstrates that you are a professional and detail-oriented. Right? So when writing a resume, it is important to keep it simple. Your resume should not be longer than 2 pages and with a standard font and a simple layout. So you have to follow the Canadian or the government of Canada guide to writing a good resume to make sure your resume is setting you up for a success. So having said that, there are some certain things you will need in your resume, and there are some certain stuff you wouldn't need in your resume to make you a good fit, and also to capture the resume that will capture the eyes of your employer. So what you have to do when writing your resume, first keep your resume clear and concise. So an employer takes an average of 30 seconds to glance through your resume. An average of 30 seconds to glance through your resume. You want them to see right away that you are, qualified for that position. Right? So, secondly, what you need to do is to proofread your resume, numerous times. Haven't written your resume, you have to proofread it to make sure you are giving them the right resume. Be sure that there are no spellings or grammar mistakes. So have someone else read it over over and over again. A simple spelling mistake on a resume can give a negative impression to the employer, so it can even prevent you from getting the job. So the third thing is limit your resume to 2 pages, which I earlier said. So place the emphasis of your resume on your most recent experience. So other job and experience that are more than maybe 10 or 15 years old should either be cut out or minimized. This way the employer can focus on the most relevant information. So the other step again is tailor your resume to suit the position you are applying for. Specify work experience or achievements that are related to the position you are applying for. So this can be done by reviewing the job description or the employer website. So you can just tailor your resume towards that. So the other one is highlight what you have accomplished. This is so important. What you have accomplished. So you want to be able to identify the best example of where you demonstrate your skills. So this example should speak to what you achieve in your role and should demonstrate, what kind of employee you are. So it is best to include this information in the work experience section of your resume. And the other thing is that you have to be honest. Lying on your resume is never a good idea. So you don't want to overemphasize or overstate your skill or result, as it will mislead the employer. Have confidence in what you have to offer. And the other one is quantify your achievements. Quantify your achievement. Use firm number that the employer will understand and be impressed by. For example, how many people you supervised, how many people or how many products you sold, as well as by what percentage you increased sales, something like that, so on and so forth. Use simple word and action verbs when writing your resume, right? Simple word and action verb. So the person reading your resume may not be the employer. Resume can be reviewed by the recruiter or HR specialist, so who may not be familiar or who may not be familiar with your specific field. So use simple and plain language, but also persuasive verbs such as handled, managed, led, developed, increased, accomplished, leverage, something like that, and so on and so forth. And also use or include unpaid work that shows off your skills. Unpaid work in the developed country, they call it volunteered work. Okay, they call it volunteer work. If you have volunteered with a well-known organization or worked for an important cause, put it in your resume. You should include this experience under your work experience or the volunteer work section. So especially if they are related to the position you are applying for. And also double check and include your contact information. This is very, very important. Your resume should list your name, list your email and your phone number. So this information should be placed at the top of the first page. And if you are using header, and you remember your resume should not be more than 2 pages. If you are using header, so this contact information should be on both pages if you are using header, right? So, and also make sure this information is accurate, otherwise the employer won't be able to contact you. And some of you that like adding your address, you don't need to put in your home address in your resume. Or you can decide to put your address. The address you can put in there, you can put in the city you are from and the country. For instance, Lagos, Nigeria. That is okay if you want to add anything address. But then I advise you put in your name, your first and last name, your phone number and email. Even if at all you are adding your address, it should be the city of where you're from and your country. That is all, right? So with this, if your employer needs more information about you, they will be able to contact you and ask you. So these are all sensitive information which you need not to disclose. And some of you that like putting in your a lot of things that's supposed not to be put in your resume, please desist from that. So there are some of those things that need not to be added to your resume. So these are, do not use an inappropriate email. So make sure your email is easy to read, easy to type, and professional and non-offensive. Right? In general, your email address should be based on your name Exclude any nickname, any numbers or special character, like some of you, the dog, the tiger. No, this is a professional. You have to put your email in a professional way. So this should include your name and exclude any other nickname or numbers or special characters. So do not include unnecessary personal information, just like what I've said, right? It is best to leave out any personal details such as age, weight, height, marital status, religion, maybe religion preference, political views, or any other personal attributes that could be controversial. This will prevent any of this potential bias, like it will prevent any potential bias. So most importantly, never include your social insurance number or those sensitive information that can easily be captured by scammers or third party. Do not include those information in your resume, right? Do not include your picture or the picture of yourself. They don't need that. So most of you that uses LinkedIn, you want to involve your picture, although in some country it may be acceptable to include a photo. It is not the norms in Canada. And I know it's not also in norms in Nigeria. It can actually lower your chances of obtaining a position and the value or focus of your resume. So you want the employer to focus on your skills and experience, not what you look like. And the other one is, do not use personal pronoun. Personal pronoun like I, my, or me. Write your resume in the third person, like write the resume in the third person as if it is being written by someone else. And don't simple list your job responsibilities. You don't have to simply list your job responsibility. Your job duties will be obvious from your job title, right? So instead, highlight your achievements by putting a personal spin on your job's duties and providing specific example. The other one, don't include reason for leaving previous job. These are not necessary. They don't need this because they will believe you will also leave their job, with the same reason. So this main purpose or the main purpose of your resume is to promote you, your skill, experience, and achievements. It should be entirely positive, and therefore you should not include reason for leaving, as it does not add any value to you as a candidate. And also don't include references. I said this in my previous video when I was talking about how to write the Canadian way of writing resume. An employer only require reference, okay, if they are seriously considering hiring you. So keep references on a separate sheet and provide them only when they are specifically requested for. Do not add them to your resume. That is also a sensitive information. And don't include hobby or interest. Like some of you, the best thing you know how to write is to include hobby in your resume. No. It is not recommended to mention hobbies because of the judgment potential employer can make. However, if your hobbies relate to the position, you may include them, as they can demonstrate to the employer why you are a good fit for the job. But if it doesn't, please do not include hobby or interest in your job. Okay, so look for so the third tip we're going to talk about is look for networking opportunity. While you search for a job, it is important to look for networking opportunity. Making meaningful connection with people has always been and still is the most effective way to land a job. So there are some way you can network while you are looking for jobs. Attend a networking, like attend a networking event or career fair. Use online networking platform like LinkedIn. Everybody, or if not everybody, more than 80% of people know LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a very good example of networking platform, right? Okay, you can use that, right? So use that opportunity of networking platform. Then the 4 tips we are going to talk about is search for jobs online. So the internet has many websites with thousands of new job posting every day. So with the help of this website, you can apply to open position that's best suit you or suit your skill and interests. So there are some websites in Canada. Even if you are outside of Canada, you can easily use this website. One of the best websites I have ever used is Indeed. I've used Indeed, LinkedIn, student job opportunities. You can search that on the website. Then Canada Job Bank is another good website. So with this website, this site, they post jobs, open jobs daily, so you can easily find the job that suits you. The 5th one we are going to talk about is impressed at your job interview. This is very, very important. The job interview is the most important step in getting hired, right? But it can also be the most stressful. In job interview, confidence is the key. Most of you that have gone for a job interview, confidence is the key. Even if you don't know the thing, when you are confident, that is number one, goal to getting or capturing your employer. So make sure your clothing choice, body language, and conversation style all reflect that you are the right person for that job. Before you interview for a job, be sure to read some tips regarding interview, how interview normally goes. I'm going to be bringing in those 5 tips or some tips that I've stated in this video, right? So the first tip, when going for interview, we're talking about impress at the job interview. The first tip I'm going to talk about today when talking about interview is research the company before your interview. So if you've been called for an interview, make sure you research the interview that called you. When a company is hiring a new employer, they want to know that the candidate takes initiative. That's why it is important to learn about the company before your interview date, right? Know everything about the company, the product and services, the company offers, the company history, and the company culture. And secondly, what you need to know when going for an interview is the dress. It's a dress to impress. So your clothing choice says a lot about you. It says a lot about you, especially when meeting someone for the first time. Okay, when you are interviewing or when you are being interviewed for a job, it is important you dress well. Okay, so dressing well, that is a very nice thing. And the other one is know what question to expect during your interview. While all jobs interview are different, many hiring managers ask similar question, right? They ask similar question when it comes to interview. So some of those questions they ask, most common question which we all know, like tell me about yourself. How would you describe yourself? what makes you unique, or what makes you the right candidate? Why do you want to work here? What interests you about this role? What motivates you? What are your passion? What are you passionate about? Then you have where do you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years, and all that. So these are some of the questions that you have to learn, right? So the fourth tip is body language matters. Like your body language when answering the question. Having good body language in a job interview can help get you apart or set you apart from others, okay, from other candidates. Confidence, as I earlier said, is the key, right? If you set yourself appropriately, you will get this job. If you follow the tip I'm putting down, definitely you will get this job. And the last tip is don't get discouraged. Be persistent. You don't have to get discouraged. Finally, it is important not to get discouraged if your job search is taking longer than expected. So finding the right fit for yourself, can be difficult, and it is common to be turned down several times before being hired. Okay, note that if you feel discouraged about not getting that job you were hoping to get, remember, you were not the only one that was interviewed. They interviewed up to 10 to 15 candidates, but what they are looking for is just one. Never get discouraged. Definitely you will get this job one day and you will smile. So with this, I think I've come to the end of this topic. And if you like this topic so far, please do not hesitate again to give this topic a thumbs up, this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I need up to 500 subscribers. Help me, help your sister. And also I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.